How's it going, everybody? Just want to say I'm glad to be here and part of the New York Yankees. This is going to be a great new chapter in my life and my career, so I want to thank everybody involved to be able to get this done. Gene, Mr. Steinbrenner, Aaron, and Mr. Cashman. This has been, quite the experience, quite the road to get here. When I signed up in Miami, I wanted things to work out, and I had a good vision there. But sometimes things just spiral out of place, and you have to find a new home. So I'm very excited to be here and be a part of the Yankees, and I'm just looking forward to stepping up and being with this winning environment and winning culture. So I'm happy to be here.
For those of you who joined late, again, we have two wireless mics, one on each side of the room. Please raise your hands. Please be patient and kindly introduce yourselves before asking the question to Giancarlo. I'll be to the left trying to direct traffic. Front row, Eric.
Giancarlo, Eric Bolin with New York Newsday. Can you just give some insight into why you included the Yankees on your list of teams that were acceptable destinations and why you ultimately gave the go-ahead for this deal?
Just watching them from afar, seeing their young dynamic group, the way they flow together on the field, how they never give up, never quit, the atmosphere, the storied franchise. I mean, there's not much you can say of why you wouldn't want to be there, and they're for sure on the list where I want to be.
Let's just stay in the same location. Brendan?
Giancarlo, what's your relationship like with Aaron Judge? You spent some time with him during the Home Run Derby All-Star Game.
Yeah, we met at the All-Star Game, Home Run Derby. A lot of craziness going on during that time, so we just said hello and we respect each other's game and, had fun in the Derby and the game. And I've spoken to him there since a couple days ago, and, we're excited. We're excited to get better together and use our talents together because we're very similar, and, we're going to learn from each other and make each other better.
Ron, same area.
Hi, Giancarlo. Ron Blum from AP. Did Derek ever speak with you and try to persuade you to stay or encourage you to leave? And why did you say no to San Francisco and St. Louis?
We had a meeting, yes. We spoke about the direction of the team. I wanted us to go forward and have an advance with the pitching staff. I thought our lineup was legit, and we needed help with our pitchers, and we needed to add rather than subtract. And the way they wanted to go was to subtract. So I let that be known. I didn't want to be a part of another rebuild, another losing season, and that's almost a guaranteed losing season, taking away what I thought was a great lineup. So yes, I didn't want to be a part of a rebuild. Now, I gave my list of teams prior to, and they went to San Francisco and Cardinals and struck deals with them. So I was open to listen to them, but those were not my teams, and those are great people. They were great meetings and a great organization and culture there, but that just wasn't the fit for me.
Who else has questions? Front row, right here in the middle. Can you?
Thank the organization, but you also mentioned that you would try to be professional when there's an unprofessional circus at times. Can you elaborate on the unprofessional circus?
I mean, you guys are the media. You've seen what has gone on down there. So what I mainly meant was just no structure, no stamp of this is how things are going to be. It's a different direction every spring training. You got to learn something new every spring, a different manager every spring, every middle of the season. So that's mainly what I meant.
Standing up to your right, Giancarlo.
Giancarlo, Andrew Marchand, ESPN. Just in terms of where you're going to play, how do you envision where you'll play, in respect to Aaron's also a right fielder?
That doesn't matter where I'm going to play. So I'm willing to play wherever I need that can fit the team. Whether that's rotating around right field with Aaron, DH, we haven't spoken about that specifically, but we're open to find whatever works, makes us the best.
Front row to your right, Mike.
Giancarlo, Mike Mazzia from the New York Daily News. How do you feel like you'll acquiesce yourself to the pressure of playing in New York? You've never played in a postseason before. I mean, what's it going to be like to join a team that was on the cusp of reaching the World Series last year?
It's what I've always wanted. It's what I've dreamed of. You always want to be in competitive games where they mean something, and your performance means something to the team and the city. So it's going to be a fun challenge, and I'm looking forward to it.
Stand to the right, Tyler.
Giancarlo, the Yankees have obviously a big tradition of bringing in the sluggers from elsewhere. Reggie Jackson and Winfield and Giambi and A-Rod. How aware are you of sort of that history, and how important is it to you to be part of that, doing some of the things that they did?
Not directly aware besides A-Rod, but those are names that I obviously know. But it's going to be fun. Like I said, it's a good company of names to be a part of. But this is a separate group. This is a new young team, and I just want to mesh with them.
Same spot, Giancarlo.
Jim Hayes, Fox Sports Midwest. The Cardinals pursued you deeply and had the meeting. You had the meeting with the Cardinal representative. Did they come close to swaying you at all and maybe changing your decision to come to St. Louis?
I've always watched them from afar as well. We share the same spring training, so I've noticed how they go about their business. How it's business. It's winning first, culture, the fans, everything. It's a great organization, and we did have a good meeting. But I wanted to see my options to the teams that I originally chose.
We're going to take a few more. I'd also like to acknowledge Joel Wolf, Giancarlo's longtime representative. Thank you for being here, Joel. Who had a question? Mark? Front row.
Mark Feinsand, MLB.com. You're a West Coast guy. You've played in Miami your whole career. What was it about New York that was appealing to you that made you put the Yankees on the list of teams you would accept a trade to?
The team, the dynamic of they strike from everywhere, and they're well balanced, and they're hungry. The city's been waiting for another World Series, another playoff run, and they got close enough this year. But hopefully with my addition, we're gonna advance and be better, a better team. We have to go out and perform, but I want to make this team better.
We're going to shift to the left, Giancarlo, all the way to the left.
Giancarlo, Derek Gold, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. You obviously were open to taking those meetings with both the Giants and the Cardinals. I wondered why you did that then if they weren't on your list, what you wanted to hear from them that might have swayed you, and ultimately what didn't you hear from those two teams to not come to an agreement with either?
I really just wanted to learn what another organization is like. All I've experienced is the Marlins, and basically one way of going about things. So I wanted to see how other organizations went about their business, and how the city and everything would appeal to me if that was a way that I wanted to go.
Stand left, Tim.
Giancarlo, I know leaving Miami and something undone is probably somewhat bittersweet for you, or at least was early on in the process. What would you say to the fans now you leave behind, and that organization seems to be leaving behind as well? What would you say to them?
I would say to hang in there. They're hurting. They're going to go through some more tough years. But I would advise them not to give up. Just keep hope. Maybe watch from afar if you're going to watch. But those guys those guys they battle too. You know, the guys that are out there, they're good kids, and you know, they need some support too.
Andy, stand left.
Giancarlo, Andy McCullough from the Los Angeles Times. Just during this process, how aggressive do you feel like the Dodgers were in trying to, you know, make this work? I know obviously you had a desire to play there, being from LA.
I'm not sure how aggressive they were. Just whatever knowledge you guys have.
Take one or two more. Back to the right.
Mr. Stanton, William Holtz, Lake TV. I'm interested, and obviously Mr. Jeter has his responsibility with the Marlins, but it's realistic. It's a business. They're in rebuild, and you don't want to stay. I'm curious as to what it was like. Did you seek his counsel as far as what it's like to play in New York, and what did he say about the teams pursuing you outside of the Marlins?
No, I haven't talked about that with him yet. But that dynamic was I gave the teams I wanted. New York was definitely on top of the list, and we were able to get a deal done.